From MDM Sports, this is the Merlino Report. Now reporting, Matthew Merlino. Good evening, everybody. It's just about 6:30 p.m. when you're watching this. We have a game preview to get to first, the second game of a four-game series between the Minnesota Twins, who are now 54-68 and fourth in the AL Central. They play against the New York Yankees, who are now 70-52 and second in the AL East. The game is at Yankee Stadium tonight. 7:05 p.m. Eastern Time is the scheduled start time. The pitching probables for this game: Charlie Barnes is the probable for the Twins. He has an 0-2 record with a 4.91 ERA, a 1.36 whip, and 9 strikeouts. For the Yankees, Nestor Cortes Jr. should probably take the mound. A 1-1 record is attached to his name with a 2.55 ERA, a 1.1 whip, and 53 strikeouts. The Yankees are 37-25 on their home turf. New York has a collective on-base percentage of .324, led by Aaron Judge with a mark of .372. The Twins are 24-35 in road games. Minnesota hitters have posted a team on-base percentage of .316 this season, led by Luis Arraez with a mark of .376. The Yankees won the last meeting 7-5 last night. Jameson Taillon earned his 8th victory, and Kyle Higashioka went 2 for 3 with a double, a home run, and 3 RBIs for New York. John Gant registered his 7th loss for Minnesota. The top performers: Judge leads the Yankees with 42 extra base hits and is batting .281. Jorge Polanco leads the Twins with 70 RBIs and is batting a .276. In the last 10 games, the Yankees have gone 8-2 with a .249 batting average, a 3.59 ERA, and have outscored their opponents by 12 runs. The Twins have gone 6-4 in their last 10 with a .239 batting average, a 4.11 ERA, and have been outscored by a total of 3 runs. Now to some sports news. We're going to start in major news that pertains to the New York Rangers. Legendary goaltender Henrik Lundqvist announced his retirement from the NHL after spending all 15 seasons of his career with the New York Rangers. Lundqvist was forced to sit out this past season after undergoing surgery to repair a heart condition. He had signed a 1-year deal with the Washington Capitals last offseason before team doctors discovered the condition. The 39-year-old was gearing up for a potential return to the NHL this year, but didn't receive medical clearance to play. The Rangers announced the club will retire his number and raise his jersey to the rafters of Madison Square Garden this upcoming season. The Swedish native was named an NHL All-Star 5 times during his career and was a 5-time nominee for the Vezina Trophy, winning once in 2012. He won a gold medal at the Olympics in 2006 and a silver in 2014. Lundqvist never won the Stanley Cup, but led the Rangers on a number of impressive playoff runs throughout his career, including a run to the final in 2014. Despite not being able to go out on his own terms, Lundqvist confirmed he is at peace with the decision to step away from hockey. Lundqvist retires as the 6th winningest goalie in NHL history, recording a .459, .310, and .96 record with the Rangers, alongside a .918 save percentage, 2.43 goals against average, and 64 shutout games. In other non-New York sports news, longtime Arizona Cardinals receiver Larry Fitzgerald may have played his final snap. Fitzgerald was asked about his playing future during an appearance on SiriusXM radio show Let's Go, and he said he currently has no desire to play football, though that could change. The future of the 37-year-old has been one of the biggest mysteries of the offseason. Cardinals head coach Cliff Kingsbury left the ball in Fitzgerald's court when the team arrived for training camp, noting the club had plans for his return or retirement. Arizona bolstered the position this offseason as Fitzgerald remained mum on his future, signing veteran wideout A.J. Green in free agency, while also drafting Rondale Moore in the second round of the 2021 draft. Fitzgerald had spent his entire 17-year career with the Cardinals and rewrote the team's record books. He ranks first in franchise history in receptions with 1,432, receiving yards with 17,492, and receiving touchdowns with 121. His production took a major hit during the 2020 campaign with a reduced role. His 54 receptions, 409 yards, and 1 touchdown were all career lows. The NBA has unveiled the 2021-22 season's full schedule, highlighted by a February 10th tilt between the Milwaukee Bucks and Phoenix Suns in the desert, the team's first meeting since the hard-fought 2021 finals. Fans can now circle many other notable dates on their calendars, including the Toronto Raptors, who are tentatively set to return home for their first home game in Canada since the start of COVID-19 on October 20th. The Raps will take on the visiting Washington Wizards. On November 10th, the Detroit Pistons and number 1 pick Cade Cunningham visit the Houston Rockets and number 2 pick Jalen Green. Green has made a commotion in recent days, going out of his way to diss the Motor City while maintaining that he should have been the first pick in last month's NBA draft. November 30th, it might not have the same juice right now as the league's other Subway Series, but with both the Brooklyn Nets and New York Knicks finishing top 4 in the Eastern Conference for the first time since 2012 and 13, their next game at Barclays Center will have heightened stakes. The battle for LA continues on December 3rd with the Los Angeles Lakers squaring off against the Los Angeles Clippers. The Clippers took all 3 meetings last year. On February 3rd, Kyle Lowry returns to Toronto as a member of the Miami Heat. Despite the late career defection, Raptors fans will surely give their beloved point man a champion's welcome. On March 13th, the Boston Celtics have not retired Kevin Garnett's jersey yet, but apparently so. The team will finally raise number 5 to the rafters when the Dallas Mavericks come to town in mid-March. And on April 10th, with all 30 teams in action on the final day of the regular season, including 8 teams playing on the second night of a back-to-back, there will be plenty of intrigue as sides jockey for a position, especially with the play-in format back for another year. The league had previously announced that marquee games that will make up the national television schedule for opening week and the Christmas Day slate. Opening night on October 30th will feature the Nets at the reigning champion Bucks, followed by the Golden State Warriors hosting the Lakers. Of the 5 games scheduled for December 25th, Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks return to Madison Square Garden to face the New York Knicks, promises to continue one of the East's burgeoning rivalries after this summer's playoff battle. The Big Ten, Pac-12, and ACC are expected to announce an alliance in the near future and could do so as early as next week, sources told The Athletic's Nicole Auerbach. Though details of the alliance remain unclear, issues surrounding governance remain at the forefront of conversations between the 3 conferences, according to Auerbach. The trio is reportedly hopeful of aligning to delay the expansion of the college football playoff format. A CFP subgroup consisting of Big 12 Commissioner Bob Bowlesby, SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey, Mountain West Commissioner Craig Thompson, and Notre Dame Athletic Director Jack Swarbrick submitted a proposal to expand to a 12-team model in June. Athletic directors in the Big Ten, Pac-12, and ACC are reportedly concerned after that subgroup did not approach representatives from the 3 leagues about potential expansion. Discussions about an alliance between the 3 conferences were first reported last week after the SEC bolstered its ranks by adding Oklahoma and Texas. The 2 Big 12 powerhouses are set to join the SEC after their grants of media rights expire in 2025. Texas A&M head coach Buzz Williams has been suspended for 2 regular season games in the 2021-22 season after he, the university, and the Division I Committee on Infractions agreed that the Aggies violated multiple recruiting rules under his leadership. Specifically, the head coach had impermissible contact with a prospect during an evaluation period, read the NCAA's statement. Williams' assistant coach also violated NCAA rules when he observed a prospect participating in an open gym during an unofficial visit and later conducted 2 45-minute tryouts with that prospect, during which he provided coaching instruction. The assistant coach also organized approximately 24 supervised, off-campus workouts featuring both student-athletes and a recruit. Such workouts were prohibited due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The Aggies also had an impermissible number of staff members at the workouts. Texas A&M will be on probation for 2 years and face several short-term restrictions on recruiting, including 5 fewer official visits, a 5% reduction in total recruiting days, and the suspension of unofficial visits for the Aggies' first 3 conference games in 2021-22. The NCAA also fined the school $5,000. The assistant coach in question faced a school-imposed ban that concluded at the end of the 2020-2021 season. And after enjoying a modest breakout during the 2020-21 season, Boston Celtics center Robert Williams has agreed to a 4-year contract extension worth $54 million. The new deal will commence after the 2021-22 campaign and run through 2026. The signing is the Celtics' second major extension of the offseason after handling out a 4-year deal to combo guard Marcus Smart, the organization's longest tenured active player. Williams put up 8 points, 6.9 rebounds, and 1.8 blocks in just under 19 minutes per game as Boston's primary backup at the 5. Now the 23-year-old's primary obstacles to becoming a full-time starter are gone. The team moved Daniel Theis at last season's trade deadline and dealt Tristan Thompson to the Sacramento Kings in a deal that netted the Celtics a defensive-minded guard in Chris Dunn. The 27th overall pick out of Texas A&M in 2018, Williams averaged 5.7 points, 5 rebounds, and 1.5 blocks in just under 15 minutes per game for his career. He has only started 16 of his 113 regular season appearances to date. That's the Merlino report for right now. We'll be back after the Yankees game, and we might even do a live commentary / reaction. That's depending, but you can catch that at twitch.tv/MadDogMatt, or just search Mad Dog Matt in the Twitch search bar. But for now, this has been the Merlino Report. I'm Matthew Merlino reporting. Have a good night, everybody.